Hey guys, Steve here from theturtlefollower.com with the strategy session for Monday, September 8th, 2014. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope you were ready to take on today's market with last weekend's weekend update. We basically, in that video, we talked about real quick the market and where we were going with our positions. Also in this morning's stock market outlook, we again discussed the 4 different indices and basically how we're consolidating at this point. I think if we can put in another week or so of some sideways action and then eventually have a nice breakout, that probably leads us into a nice rally into the end of the year. You could see here on the S&P 500 futures, we identified this consolidation, and that's basically what we're trading in right now. You can see the tops and the bottoms here, and we thought maybe on Friday we were going to have some continuation higher to lead us to that breakout. And I discussed that, if we did get that breakout, I was kind of skeptical about it a little bit. I'd rather see us kind of fill in the right side of this box here, which will allow this 50-day moving average to catch up and provide us some support for the next breakout. I think right now, if we were to break out, I think we're kind of in a little bit of no man's land, as opposed to if we allowed the 50-day to act as some kind of support, then at least we can identify some real support areas and have a nice basis going forward, using that level as a reference. So like I said, S&P 500 essentially just moved sideways today. You could see here on the NQs and the YMs on the left of my screen on the the NQs were up a little bit. Again, you could see that consolidation. YMs down a little bit. Again, you could see that nice tight consolidation. So, as I said, I think we're really just maybe the next week or two, if we can consolidate a little bit more, and then allow that 50-day to catch up. That's probably the best trade setup for longer-term traders going into the end of the year. Our positions real quick. We're going to do something a little different. I'm just going to go over the worst ones today. So we'll sort it by, we'll just go over the ones that were down. So H&R Block was our worst position today. You can see we've had this pretty much, it looks like it's coming back and testing this 32 level. A couple tails on the last few days. So with this amount of selling, I think if we continued down, I think that would surprise me. I think at this point we would want to see a bounce, and if we came up and potentially tested this the 50-day moving average, we may very well test the bottom of it, make a lower high, and then eventually break our stop level. But for right now, you could see that it is holding, and we are long the position, but earnings were a little bit of a trigger to take some profits, and everybody seems to be selling the stock right now. Apple has their event tomorrow with the iPhones. Again, you can see it had this security data breach that was down big here. And then right now we're just consolidating the last 3 days at support right above the 50-day. Typically on the event days, the stock is down. So let's see if that holds true or not. But if not, and we return back to plus $100 level, then we would definitely be able to use this $98 level as our stop. Disney down 0.42%. Again, just consolidating. Stop level is still down here at 85.13. I think actually what we're going to do with Disney, similar to Southwest, is we're going to actually move it to this resistance, this previous resistance, because at this point, this previous resistance is now below support. Below the trend line and below the 50-day moving average. So let's move our stop in Disney up to 87.30. All right. APD, again, still trying to figure out what it wants to do. There's a lot of different things going on. You have this downtrend line, you have the uptrend, and you have the 50-day all kind of converging right in this area. I think Personally, the way it looks to me is I think this ends up breaking this $31 level. And in all honesty, what we're going to do right now to tighten up that stop, because now it looks like, as you can see, if we were to break this 131 level, we would also be breaking the 50-day, this consolidation, putting in a lower high, or sorry, a lower low, a lower high here, and breaking the trend line. So as even though we did not get a move higher, I still think we should be moving our stop to 131. Take some risk off the table. If it happens to break, it gives us a small loss, but at this point, again, you have a lower high. If we break 131, you would have a lower low. You would be breaking the 50-day moving average. You'd be also breaking the trend line, and you would be confirming that this downtrend line is intact and is dictating the actions of the stock. So we are going to move that stop in APD to 132. Fidelity, we had that nice breakout. Looks like it had a little bit of a topping tail today. This usually would signify a little bit of a reversal. If that's the case, I think we would come back maybe for a day or so. But you could see here we have that trend line, and now I believe we also have a more accelerated trend. All right. So once this 50-day moving average exceeds 56.70, we'll be moving our stop to 56.70. AMT, really just sideways, hit resistance again at that $100 level. So we've talked about this in the past. I still think this consolidates, moves sideways for, say, another week or so. Maybe even more. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks would even be better. Move sideways, 50-day catches up, trend line becomes more in play, and then we go higher from there. But I think right now it looks like that $100 level is really some significant resistance, and potentially consolidating here, building up a little bit of steam to break through would be the best case scenario. Tesoro, again, another little doji here. This signifies some indecision. After the move we've had, I wouldn't be surprised to see this consolidate for a few days and then either continue or revert back to this trend line. Right now we did move our stop to 61.77 in the weekend update. EXpedia, really just in a range here. I'm not really sure what it wants to do, but that's the best part of this, is you don't have to predict what goes on with a stock, where it's going. Just look at the price action and let it follow through. If you hear that dog, it's not mine. I'm going to kill it one day. But it likes to bark a lot, and it's nice here, and the windows are open, so that's probably what you're hearing. You know what? Let's just go through the rest of it. We have 5 more that were actually up for today. RSG, consolidating. Okay, not much going on there. LUV, really just at the highs. Not really much going on. General Dynamics starting to push new highs. This would be potentially become, this 122.50 would potentially become our next stop level. Okay, let's see how this reacts. Maybe this wants to consolidate again, but on the weekly, on the daily, this looks good. Nothing to be concerned about there. ADM breaking out a little bit of that new box that we identified. We did move our stop to 48.16. The next stop level looks like it would be this 49.15 level, but that's way down the line. And the final one, EQR, basically came back, tested this small breakout. Looks like now potentially maybe breaking out again after the strong move on Friday and the continuation today. So for right now, 64.08 is our stop. It looks like 65, let's say 66 would become our new stop. Again, we would have to wait till the 50-day moving average exceeds that level. The only watch list stock that really triggered anything today was Intel, and it was barely, so this wouldn't even really, if we had no position on it or no positions in the portfolio, I would probably still wait on this one. But you could see how accelerated the trend is. We're not even close to the 50-day moving average. Finally breaking out over that 35.10 after the past 2 weeks of consolidation right below that level. So I think if you had another maybe box right above this tomorrow, then that would probably be your trigger, and your stop would probably still be down here at 32.60. That's really it for today's action. It was kind of a slow day. Usually Mondays are fairly slow, just with the everybody coming back from the weekend. Market was down, but as far as I'm concerned, it really was just consolidating in the range that it's been in for the past 3 or 4 weeks. So at this point, I think it's just a wait and see mode. Let the positions work, don't micromanage it, and we'll just continue to manage risk by adjusting our stops. So have a great rest of the night. Please follow me on the social media channels, StockTwits, Twitter, Google Plus, and YouTube. And tomorrow morning we will have a quick trade school video, and then the strategy session tomorrow night. All right, have a great night, guys. Bye.